Hello and welcome to another episode of the Final Siren. Well, Oz, what a bit of a heartbreaker, mate. It's really tough to come to games and to have the boys just work their way back into it, but unfortunately, in the end, fall a little bit short.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's all about taking those moments that you have great opportunity to score, and when you've got ascendancy, you need to capitalise on that. And unfortunately, especially in that first quarter, when we really started strong and we kicked that first goal, and we thought, here we're up and about, and we had a lot of territory, taking a lot of grass, but unfortunately just couldn't put the ball through the big sticks. And then Richmond went bang bang, and then especially in that third quarter when they've come out and really laid the foot down. Took a lot of effort to come back. We had some ascendancy once again, some momentum, I should say. And then unfortunately, again, just a couple of quick ones, and then we were on the back foot. Just didn't take our opportunities. It was an almost night. It's probably the best way to put that.
And look, I mean, it's very interesting because we nearly had an unlikely hero in Ethan Hughes.
Yes.
For what would clearly be his greatest goal of all time.
Yes.
And one of the great Docker goals, but unfortunately just looks like it snicks the inside of the post. No schnicko over here in Perth. They must have sent it all over to the Oval for the World Test Championship that's going on at the same time. But I was like you said, mate, it was those two little periods. It's after that period of dominance in the first quarter where, mate, I looked at you and I was like, we're on for a 10-goal win here. We looked on top of everything, and then we just didn't quite take the most of our opportunities, make those opportunities count, hit it on the scoreboard. They go down and kick one quick one, then all of a sudden it's 4 in a row, and that puts us in that deficit, and then we slowly try and get back and back and back. Then in that third quarter, again, we get back to, pretty good terms just about going into the half-time. Then in the third quarter, they go bang, bang, bang really quickly. Jack Revolt just hits a purple patch. Shout out to our previous podcast, the old purple patch, mate. But gets that little purple patch, gets stuck in, and before you know it, we're really chasing down a quite a significant score. But to the boys' credit, they kept coming. And it was two guys in particular that have just signed brand new contracts for the club until 2025 in Nathaniel Fife and Michael Sonny Walters, who had absolutely just burst on. And it was Sonny Walters in the long sleeves, which I can't remember Sonny playing in long sleeves for a while now.
What do you think about that?
Well, Sonny in the long sleeves is a treat. I say more long sleeves, mate. I would love everyone to wear long sleeves. You know my opinion on long sleeves.
Yep.
But Sonny in the long sleeves and Fifey, getting on that quantum level and kicking that goal, mate. Kicking that snap and absolutely loving that. And he actually got involved, got in the centre square, got some clearances, got up and about, and it was like, hang on, we're on here. We kicked the first two of the last, we're up and about, we're going off. Sonny soccer, a shy guy by the name of Jai banging them through. And it's just like we're up and about, and then Richmond were able to hold and repel, and we got a little bit panicky. I think we just got a little bit too, things are going well, let's just keep, and we had a couple of opportunities where Richmond showed their experience. They showed that they're a team, and they've got many guys on this team that have won multiple premierships. Yeah,
and look, very quickly, Duck, and I know you want to talk about him a fair bit, but it'd be remiss of us not to discuss Bolton. And it's all in these moments where it's high intensity, the pace is frenetic, the tackling pressure was immense, the amount of contests enormous, everybody putting their body in the line, but it's who stands up and who stands up most often in terms of clearances and in terms of skills. And gee whiz, Bolton was great, and he just put on an absolute clinic right at the end. Throughout the game.
Last quarter, 14 disposals and a goal, and the goal to seal it. And look, that's sometimes you just get beaten by a player, and just an absolute class player in Bolton. He's magnificent, and But let's talk about a couple of guys, and I mentioned them before. Shy guy by the name of Jai ends up kicking 4, his record. Mate, seeing this guy run out and grow in front of our eyes gives me so much excitement because, we talk about this on the podcast, but just like having a quarterback in an NFL side, to have a key forward that you can pretty much bank on kicking 2 to 3 goals a game and having someone to straighten you up. Now, remember, this guy is so young in his career.
Yep.
He is bloody young. He's kicked 23 goals for the year now. Yep. He didn't play the first game. Second game, he didn't really touch it. But since then, he's been like bang, 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 touches, plenty of goals. And that mark in the wet Oz in particular, if that didn't have you out there, Dockers fans, absolutely licking it, I don't know what would.
Yeah. Look, Jai is sensational. And for a young guy, he's just able to do all of the things that you would expect a seasoned forward to be able to do. And that is take marks not only in dry but in wet, go back with a set routine, kick the goals when they matter, and he's just ticking all of these boxes along. And we forget that he's so young into his career. And we ask, I guess we need to sort of step back and say, wow, this guy really is, as you're saying, he really is making a difference so far. And here's another guy that had a solid game today. Josh, welcome.
Welcome, Josh. There we go. Get those cans on. Make sure you hang on to that mic and don't lean it down like Jai did the other day, mate, and just cut in and out. So, look, Josh, really, really tough one out there today, mate. You guys put your heart and soul on the line and didn't get up with the bickies, unfortunately.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Just a slow start, unfortunately, and it probably hurt us big time at the end. And just lack of basics as well. They seemed to adjust a bit better in the wet than we did, and probably two main points that hurt us at the end of the day.
Yeah, it looked like we had the ascendancy in that first quarter. We started really strong. Great goal to begin with from Jai, and then all of a sudden we're up and about, but just seemed like we couldn't capitalise, and then Richmond were just holding, and then just able to score quickly. Did you feel that we just had that ascendancy early on and just wanting to take that, take the opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I said before, just basics and fundamentals of the game, and field position was really good. It was just probably that last little connection bit to really tie it off. And, a couple of missed chances go down as well. My shot and a couple of others. So look at it through the week and see how we can improve and get back on the horse and go again next week.
Now, the big swaggy Onions was out this week with the hamstring. How much did that change the structure in the forward line? Because Dogger Jackson has to go into the ruck, and we know that obviously yourself, Dogger and Jai have had a really great connection in that front 50, being the three kind of key forwards in there. So just having him out of there, how did you feel that kind of changed even the mood within the forward 50?
I wouldn't say it was a mood thing. It's probably just a bit more of a responsibility thing as well. We went a bit smaller forward, obviously, with losing Sean. So, and then when I had to go in the ruck, we get smaller again. So, just still find the ability to compete. Obviously, then I get the second defender. I've got Bolter, which is no easy task. And they got some big boys down there, and I think credit to us, we soldiered away for the day, and Jai got 4 away, which is I don't know what else we can say about him, but it's obviously another stepping stone for us as well, a big learning curve, especially for myself and Jai to play on the likes of those blokes, and when I went into the ruck, I just had to compete like I could, and
Yeah, look, mate, tackling pressure is obviously a big thing of the club. The tackling pressure was definitely up. We were talking about it up in the box before. Obviously, you had 4 tackles yourself, but the pressure was enormous. The cauldron was there. Could you sense that the heat was on? Obviously, it was all game. It wasn't just one quarter. It just seemed to be hot and heavy in there. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's something we really buy into as a forward collective, and I love a good tackle, and Jai's growing that part of his game massively the last month, and obviously our small blokes speak for themselves with their intent and pressure and hunt. We try and have a little competition and have a kind of a pass mark every week for forward 50 tackles, and I think JG coming at 3/4 time and said we had 11 forward 50 tackles in the third quarter, so alone, let alone for the game. So. Obviously that's holds me and Jai in good stead as well, and Dogger, because Dogger's obviously really good below his knees as well. So our ability to join in on the ground, I think that's going to keep us going good in the future.
And just transitioning back into, like, when you had to go into the ruck, obviously you did it at Peel at the start of this year. How do you find that going into the ruck and going up against, like, the big Nank? Like, that is a big human being. Do you just, are you mentally throughout the week, are you going, all right, how am I going to combat this guy if I'm up against him? And then Samson Ryan, how am I combating him? Or what are we doing in terms of your ruck craft? Because it's another string to your bow, I guess, and something that you may have to do when either Dogger or the big Onions go down.
Yeah, nothing changes drastically. Probably a bit of a mindset thing. Yeah, just to go in and compete. Like I've done it before, and I know I can do it. Giving my effort. And I know once the ball hits the ground, I'm another asset as well. Not just trying to wrestle these big blokes. Obviously, it's a big step up from wrestling Bill blokes to blokes in the waffle compared to there's not many Nan Curvis running around.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it's a great challenge, I look forward to it. It's like I said, hopefully can add another string to my bow and bring that part, if necessary, into my game.
Look, the forward line is evolving before our eyes. It's very young. It's very exciting. We talked about that just as we started. The players, including yourself, like growing in confidence. And do you feel that with each game that goes on, that you're adding a different dimension, if you will, to that forward line, and you're getting more confidence, and it's just growing and evolving? Do you feel that in that forward line?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think a big part of understanding each other as well. We're three completely different players. Understanding what each other's strengths are, matchups as well, who's on who and things like that. So, personally, to string some games back to back, and for the coaches to show some faith in me and back me in for a few weeks has been massive, I feel, for me. And I'm going out there playing with a lot of confidence at the moment and being me.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah, 100%, because I guess like early on and being early in your career and being a young forward, getting that chopping and changing, and you play one bad game and all of a sudden you're back at Peel, play a couple of good games at Peel and you're trying to get back into the side. Like, for mentally, how do you deal with that? And is it now you're feeling a lot more comfortable given that you've had that run of games now?
Yeah, and I think it hasn't just been a football thing in my aspect. I've done a lot of work with Neil, our club psych, and me and JG had a chat and probably come to the realisation that my expectations were really high. Obviously, round one didn't go my way, and unfortunately we changed things. My ability to, kind of country kid not being exposed to those sort of resources, and probably my thing of I don't need to talk to anyone as well, and my ability to add that to my my game every week is something I do. Have a chat once a week, not necessarily was to get anything off my chest, just someone to talk to. A lot of the time we're talking about golf and cricket and a few other things. But just someone different to talk to and to look at a different aspect of the game. And I think that's put me in a really good headspace over the last 5 weeks. And even before I come back in to the AFL, it's the most fun I've had playing footy. My few games at Peel beforehand, I enjoyed the game so much. And not that I lost my love for the game, but just found an extra pep in my step.
Yeah.
And obviously the confidence of the club backing me in again was really good.
Nice. Now, mate, I've got to ask you this question. There's a lot of nicknames running around, Big Kahuna. We tried calling you the Big Dick Cyclone. What's your preference, mate? Because, on the pod, we want to get it right.
Well, I can't really keep up.
Too many nicknames.
Well, you blokes made that shirt, yeah?
Yeah.
So that got a bit of a hit back home, though. Everyone was
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Unfortunately, our shirt site has been closed down for copyright reasons or something. I don't know. I still don't understand why it's been closed. But yeah, the Dick Cyclone shirt's got a big run on them, So
probably inside the four walls, I get Kahuna a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know what it's like outside. It's a bit
I think there's a little bit of Dick Cyclone. There's a little bit of Dick Tracy. There's a little bit of
quite a lot. Why Kahuna?
Yeah. Okay.
No one understands why it's Big Kahuna?
Because you're from Kahuna.
Yeah. Everyone's like, why is it Kahuna?
I thought they were calling you Why Kahuna. I was like, I've never heard of Why Kahuna. This is some kind of other joke. What'd you do over the bye? What'd you get up to? Get home?
No, I flew back here. It's a bit hard with farm at the moment for mum and dad and my brother they come to the game in Melbourne. So I ended up flying back here and took my partner down south for a couple of nights, just a little farmhouse, checked out a couple of wineries and just stayed out.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Happy days.
Yeah, look, mate, at the end of the day, we love asking this question. Do you want to ask it?
No, you ask it, mate.
Weirdest unit at the club?
Tabs,
yeah.
I
Reigning champ.
haven't changed my answer.
Yeah.
Has he got weirder? now that he's like injured? Is he doing weird injury stuff now?
He's kind of behind the scenes a little bit at the
Yeah.
moment.
Okay.
Don't see as much of him.
Right.
But yeah, his habits don't change.
Okay.
But they're not ones that you would judge or be like, what is he like? Sometimes it's what is he doing? That's like him. That's his routine.
Yeah.
You let him be. Like he works hard, extremely hard.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous how much effort he puts into his body. But yeah, he's never first into a meeting. I'll tell you that.
All right, thank you, Josh, for joining us, mate, and good luck next week. We hope we can bounce back as a team, and you just keep going. You've been really fantastic this season, mate, since you've been in the side.
Taking hangers.
Like we talked about, like it's really, like as a fan and as supporters, to see you and Jai in particular, and Dogger grow as a forward line, and the fact that we've never really had a good key forward, let alone 2, maybe 3, it's really got the supporters up and about.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's fantastic to see you guys grow and evolve. As I said before, keep doing what you're doing and keep us jumping at the bit, mate. It's just that success is just around the corner. So, yeah, keep it going.
Thanks, fellas.
Cheers,
Appreciate
mate.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Alrighty. All right. Well, thanks to Josh Tracy there for joining us on the final Siren. I think we'll wrap it up there, Oz. Look, a little bit of a heartbreaker for Dockers fans, and you know, it's just one of those ones. You know what I was going to ask him? When the rain comes, what do we do? That's what I forgot to ask him. That's what was on my mind.
Good question.
What
do you do?
What do you do? He just started talking about farming, and I kind of, I don't know, I just melted a bit. I was like, farm's going well, yeah, farm talk. All right, Oz. Remember, we're Purple Rain. We're at Purple Rain 95, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We do a show on your podcast, wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
Just look up the Purple Rain. We will be there on Monday evenings. We do our podcast, and on a Thursday evening. So make sure you get around those guys. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Fremantle YouTube channel, and make sure we bounce back next week and continue to support this great club that we've got here. Just really unfortunate that we had a loss, and we've just got to keep working, I think, Oz. And it's, you know, it's when you look at the age of the side and you look at those young guys, and you have guys like Josh Tracy and Jai Miss come into the team, and you know, they're young blokes. We play GWS at Giant Stadium.
At our time that we perform the best.
Our time, 2:35 p.m. Mate, I'm all about. I'll tell you what, these Channel 7 games, mate.
Yeah, no.
We got to bid them.
Sunday Arvo.
Saturday. There needs to be a second game, mate.
Yeah.
There needs to be a second
Saturday
game.
morning.
I need to be hearing some Papaliers. I need to be hearing some Huttos. I'd even go for Jared Healy just to be on.
Come on.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast and on the YouTube channel. Get around the Purple Rain, and hopefully we can bounce back with a win next week.
Asparagus.